Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. I hope all of you are fine and having good health. So today we have the topic that is nature of bonding and the properties. Now, what does mean by the nature of bonding and properties? From this topic, we will be able to learn that what type of bonding is going to be exist, that what type of bonding is going to be exist between the molecules or the compounds, and on the basis of this bonding, what are the properties of these compounds. So, on the basis of the properties, we will be able to know that whether they are stronger, whether they are weaker, and how the bonding is formed and what the properties are going to be present between the compounds or the atoms of the molecules. We will discuss here the properties of the hydrogen bond, and in the second we will discuss the properties of the ionic compounds. So let's discuss that. The first one, we have the properties of the hydrogen bond. So the properties of the hydrogen bond we have, it is first one is hydrogen bond is stronger. It is stronger as compared to the dipole forces. Dipole dipole forces. But if we have a look on the covalent bond, then it is weaker as compared to the covalent bond. So here we have its comparison with the dipole forces and the covalent bond. It is stronger as compared to the dipole forces, and covalent bond is having more strength as compared to the hydrogen bond. So this is the simple overview about its strength. Next, it is about 20 times weaker. So it is about 20 times weaker as compared to the covalent bond, and it is 10 times stronger as compared to the dipole forces. Next, third one point we have, hydrogen bond is directional. It is directional. Now, what does mean by the directional? If we have a look on the molecule of a water, H2O, and the next we have hydrogen, oxygen, and the hydrogen of the second. Here, oxygen is having partial negative and the hydrogen is having partial positive charge. Partial negative and they have partial positive charge. Now, the force of attraction that hydrogen bond has been created between these two molecules will be from oxygen to the nitrogen. So, in turn, the hydrogen bond is directional. Next point about the hydrogen bond is they forms long chains, and these long chains in turn help in the formation of the network of molecules, formation of the network of different molecules. So they form the long chains with the help of the hydrogen bond. So this is all about the properties of the hydrogen bond. Next we have the nature of bonding and properties is the properties of the ionic compounds. So what are the properties of the ionic compounds? The compounds that have ionic bond are known as the ionic compounds. So first one property we have, it is ionic compounds, they are basically solid at room temperature. Ionic compounds are solid at room temperature. And the room temperature at STP we have it is 25 degrees Celsius. Okay. The second point we have it is they have sharp melting and boiling point. They have sharp melting point and boiling points. Sharp mean they have exact. For example, if you have a look on the sodium chloride NaCl, that is the table salt, its melting point is 801 degrees Celsius. From this, we have learned that the third point is ionic bond. It is very strong bond that exists between the ions. Next, we have they are soluble ionic compounds. They are soluble in polar solvents. Now, what are the polar solvents? For example, we have water. It is known as a universal solvent as well as it is the polar solvent. So they are soluble in polar solvents like water. The next we have these bonds are non-directional. Now what type of bonds are non-directional? Ionic bonds are basically non-directional because they are created between the cations and anions, and there is a sea of cations and anions, so this bond is non-directional. Okay. Next we have they have reactions in molten state or in solution form. Molten state or solution form because basically they are solids, and for the chemical reactions to be happen they must be converted into molten state or we must have their solutions. Next we have the compounds are basically composed of cations and anions. Now the cations are positively charged ions, positively charged ions, and the anions are negatively charged ions, and the force of attraction is created between them. In turn, the resulting we have compounds, ionic compounds, and the force of attraction is known as the ionic bond. So these are the simple properties of the ionic compounds that are formed by the strong electrostatic force of attraction. Strong force of attraction between the ions. And the ionic compounds are basically very strong compounds and the bonding is also very strong. So this is all about our today's lecture. I hope you guys understand, and if you have any queries you may ask me about that in the comment section and I will get back to you guys soon. And the next topic we have it is properties of the covalent compounds. So keep learning. For that time have a good day and Allah Hafiz.